So welcome again. We went through the introduction to e-commerce. So today we are going to see how we create our online business. It involves creating your online shop using Webhost. A Webhost is a company that provides the server where you save your website files, and they also provide you, or you can procure access to your shop using a web link, which is a domain from another host. So it could be the same web host or a different one. And there are advantages of each. You might find the web host you are hosting with, maybe their hosting package is cheaper, but their domain is expensive. So in such a case, then you can procure a domain from a different domain reseller. So what happens when you create your website? You save the files on a server. So you buy a server space where you save your files. When you install WordPress, it downloads the files for WordPress platform and installs on your webhost server. So that's what we call web hosting. Now to access that website, you need a link like https and google.com. Now google.com is a domain. You can also have a subdomain of that where you have like jantasad.google.com. So jantasad.google.com is the subdomain of google.com. So that's the difference between a domain and a subdomain. The reason why I'm bringing this, when you're doing free hosting and you get a free domain, it comes with as a subdomain, not as a domain. So if you want to use a free qualified domain, that is google.com, then you need to procure separately, either from the same free host or from another web host. So that's why I needed to clarify that. And I hope now you understand how web hosting works. That is, you buy a server space, just the way the computer you use. There is a folder, those folders you create. So when you are installing WordPress on their server, they create a folder for you. That folder nobody have access apart from you through the browser. It's only you and the web host staff members. So that you need to know. So that folder is allocated space. So depending on the package you buy, that space is what you are allocated as a user, because now you are created as a user with a folder you are accessing. When you install your WordPress or whichever platform you're using to build your website, you install it in that folder. Now to access that folder, you need a link that connects to that folder to view the content that is there. That link you're using forms a domain. If you're buying directly from web host, that is, you're buying a domain from them, or they are the ones who are giving you a subdomain, a free domain, then it comes already pre-configured. However, if you're buying a web host from one company, then company B is the one giving you domain, you must be able to tell company B which folder they are supposed to access. And company A, you're supposed to tell them this is the folder, this is the link that will be used to access this folder. So that's where now domain configuration comes in, where you put some configurations from both companies and make sure they point to your folder which has your files, web files. So you make sure the domain points to your web host. So I don't want to go into details of how you develop websites. We are coming to that practically. So what is the process? One, you select a web host. Secondly, you select a domain. A domain is like gentasad.com, gentasadstudio.com, such domain, google.com. So that's a domain. So you select a domain. Then inside your web host, that is the server where you have procured space to save your website, you install web builders. There are many. In our case, we start with WordPress. Then you install prerequisites for online shop. In this case, we install WooCommerce. There could also be some plugins that we use. There are also themes and many other things that you install. They are called prerequisites for building your website, and make sure it's appealing to your visit. Then after that, we add products. Then we share a link to start getting sales. This link, in that link, then we have our domain in it, and it points to our WordPress installation on the web host. Then after that, now you keep updating your shop with new products. And if some of the products have expired, then you need to remove them. So that's called updating your website. So simply, that's the whole process of creating an online shop. So what is a web host? A web host is a company that provides stuff for your website files. So this is a company that provides a server where now you download your web builder, you create your websites. So when you create a website, you are creating a file that is saved within web host. If it requires access to the database, they have also created a database for you when you're creating the website. And within that database, only you who can access. They create an instance for you if it is on a shared platform. So the types of web hosts. We have two types of web hosts. One is free and the other one is paid. So free hosts are the ones who give you hosting for free, but with limitations. So when you're choosing a web host, what do you need to look for? One is speed. If you compare free and paid, you'll notice the free ones, they are a bit slow. They have limitations in terms of speed. While for paid, unless there is an issue with their network, it's usually faster, very faster. Also storage space, you need to check that. For free, you find there is a limit to the space you can use. For the paid, it depends on the package, but the storage space is more than enough for you. So you only need to choose a hosting plan based on your requirements. If you're just starting, you can start with a cheaper one. Then as you grow your business and you require more space, then you can always upgrade your storage. Also, always look for any limitations that may affect your store. Remember, this is a shop and you don't want people to come and they are not able to access the shop. So always check for these limitations and make a choice based on what you need. So we have a free host. Free host that has limitations but at no cost. But you can always easily upgrade to a paid plan. So if you're just starting and you don't know whether the store will perform or not, then you can start with a free host. And if you start getting customers, then you can upgrade to a paid plan. For paid plan, always select a plan based on your budget. Don't select a paid plan that you're not able to pay. They have advantages of a free host, as I said. Security is guaranteed, storage, and speed. Unlike a free host where there are limitations on what you can do. Even editing your website files, you realize there are some which they have limited in FreeHost. So what's next? We'll go and procure free hosting. Once we procure free hosting, we install WordPress. We make sure everything is ready. Now to install the prerequisites for our online store. So let's dive into it and let's start.